Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you for clicking to watch today's video. And on today's video I want to talk about pregnancy nutrition, food that you can eat that can help you have a smart, intelligent and healthy baby. Okay, so apart from the food you eat when you're pregnant, there are other factors that involves having a smart child. That's because intelligence is a very complex trait. Okay, so before we jump right into the food that you should eat when you're pregnant, let's talk about the other factors because they are really important. Okay, so apart from what you eat or how you care for yourself through pregnancy, other factors like genes, the availability to educational resources, education, things like that can also affect how smart your child will be. So let's talk about genes. I'm sure you must have heard people say that intelligence comes from the mom. Like when you give birth to a child, how intelligent the mother is how intelligent the children will be. It's not from the father's side, it's from the mother's side. And even when I was doing this video, I made some research and I found some research and studies that approved that and said intelligence comes from the mother's side. So if you are intelligent as a woman, there's a high chance that your kids will be intelligent. If you're not very intelligent, then maybe you should focus on the other factors. Okay, so another one is going to be environment, where your child grows. Okay, you cannot compare a child that grew in a particular environment and a child that grows in another environment. Like maybe a child that is in a well-secured environment with education, with everything that they need, and a child that do not have any of those resources. Okay, talking about resources, a child that has the opportunity to go to a good school when they are when they are still small. Foundation is very important. Once they have a very good foundation, it can help them become smart. So environment, availability to educational resources, all of those things matters apart from nutrition. Okay, even nutrition, when you finally give birth to them, what they eat, you cannot compare a child that eats very well, very healthy foods and all that, to a child that cannot even eat or they cannot afford anything. Even healthcare, a child that is sick now and their mom can afford to take them to the hospital, and a child that is very sick and they can't even get proper healthcare, those things can affect a child intelligence. Okay, talking about environment and family, what I know is what my child will know. Okay, so if you're a mom and you're someone that is not very exposed, or your family is not very well exposed, people are just there, you don't do research, you don't learn new things, you are going to limit your child. Okay, but if you're someone that is well exposed, well read, you're a professional, you can see that your child will start to pick from you. Okay, so those are other factors that affect, or rather that can make a child smart. But let's talk about today's video, which is the food that you should eat while the baby is pregnant, because it's also very important. Okay, nutrition during pregnancy is also very, very important. So like you already know, there are some nutrients that a pregnant woman needs. Like on a normal day you can do without it, but when you're pregnant they are very important. Some of them are folic acid, iron, iodine, chlorine, DHA. Those nutrients are very, very important when you're pregnant, and that's because folic acid, for example, helps to prevent birth defects. Even before you get pregnant, maybe you are planning to get pregnant, you should start taking folic acid. Then once you realize you're pregnant, before you go to the hospital, before you do antenatal, you should start taking folic acid, because it helps with the brain development and the spine development. And when you see a baby comes out and has birth defects, most times it's because the mom did not take enough folic acid. Okay, so that's why your prenatal vitamins always have 400 mg of folic acid, because it's very important. Iron, as you already know, is very important because iron helps to make more blood to supply oxygen to the baby. So there's also another one called DHA or omega-3. So that's also very important because it helps with the baby's brain development. This is the brain, this is where it comes, this is where we're talking about when we talk about smart, talking about intelligence. This is the major focus. Okay, omega-3. Okay, it helps with brain development, makes the baby's brain strong. You see some babies, they behave more intelligent than other babies. They walk fast, they reach their milestone fast, they learn fast and all of that. That's because their mom, or rather the mother, took a lot of omega-3 while pregnant, and also doing some other work once the baby is born. It's not after taking all of this good food, and when the baby is born you will not do anything. Once the work continues. Okay, so that's that for that. So let's talk about examples of this food and example of other foods that you can incorporate in your diet that can guarantee you a very strong, healthy, smart, intelligent baby, because I know that's what every mother wants. The first thing is going to be for you to take your prenatal vitamins every day. I know prenatals, they are not food and should not be substituted for food, but it's very important. Like I said, once you find out you're pregnant, you should start taking your prenatal vitamins even before you go to the hospital, because antenatal is about 12 weeks. So before you get to 12 weeks, start taking your prenatal vitamins. And when getting one, you should always check the ingredient list and make sure it contains folic, contains omega-3 or DHA. Okay, make sure it has all of those components before you buy it. And that's why most people go for pregnant care, especially pregnant care plus or max, because pregnant care plus has omega-3 and some other iron and the rest. And the max, I think the max has calcium that the other ones don't have. So make sure you're going for the one that has everything, so that you know that you are getting the complete nutrients. Okay, you are still going to eat food that contains all of this, but just in case, you are sure that you are taking supplements that contain all of the nutrients that your baby needs. Okay, so that's number one. So number two, let's talk about folic. We talked about folic acid and I told you how important it is, how it helps with brain and spine development, to avoid defects. So let's talk about examples of food that has folate in it. So I have my book here, so I'll just be looking through so we don't mix things up. So some food that has folic acid includes beans, eggs, leafy greens, beetroots, citrus fruits like oranges, lime, lemon, things like that. These are very high in folate, so try and incorporate these foods when you're eating. Okay, as a pregnant woman, when you're eating, try to incorporate some of these. So we talked about iron, and I told you it makes more blood to supply oxygen to your baby. An example of food includes fish, meat, eggs, leafy greens, and food like that. They can help with your iron. If you watch my videos, then when I do my pregnancy update, I talked about my PCV being 26. My iron level was very low, so I'm supplementing now with supplement, and I'm also trying to eat food that is very high in iron, so I'll be able to boost my blood, so I will be able to supply enough oxygen to my baby. So it's very, very important for you to have enough food that has iron. Okay, so let's talk about DHA and omega-3. I told you it helps with the brain development. Okay, if you want your baby to be very smart, then this is what you should not miss. And omega-3 most time is just fish, different species of fish, but you should avoid fish that contains mercury. Okay, but fish, avocado, walnuts, nuts, those type of food. So when we talk about vegetables, then you should go for food like okra, sweet potatoes, leafy greens. I hope you have your pen and biro, so you just write it when I just call it, so that at least in a week you are consuming some of all this food. Okay, because we learn every day, information is key. So talking about whole grains, then you can eat brown rice, oats. I want to talk about proteins. Don't forget your eggs, your chicken. Eggs is underrated. I read something about eggs that it helps your baby smart. I think that's what I should have said in the beginning instead of all of this. Even if you can't find the rest of it, there's no way you will not find egg. If you can start eating egg every day, like one every day, it's going to go a long way. Eggs are very important during pregnancy. Okay, read about it. Once you watch this video, read about the benefits of eating eggs every day during pregnancy and you'll be amazed. Okay, so for low fat, we're going to talk about, you're going to eat yogurt, milk, then for oils, avocado, nuts. For all fruits, we have oranges, bananas, so these are food that you should eat, or rather you should consume when you're pregnant, that can guarantee you smart kids. Then let's talk about calories. I said this in one video like that. When you are pregnant in your first trimester, do not add any extra calories. Do just eat the way you have been eating. Baby has not formed like that. Baby is not big yet. Do not add any extra calories. Stick to your 2,000 calories. Then in your second trimester, you can add extra 350 calories, because now you are getting exhausted. Now your body is doing more work, so you can add extra 350 calories. And in your last trimester, you can add 450 calories, because now you are really, really exhausted. Okay, so but my point is, do not eat for two. I know it's normal for you to gain weight during pregnancy, but there's something called obesity and there's something called excessive weight gain during pregnancy, and it can cause so many complications. So when you are eating all of these things, eat in moderation. Okay, even if they are healthy meals, they also contain calories. Some of them are very high in calories, and if you overeat it, your weight is just going to grow rapidly. When you go for antenatal, you check your weight, and today you see you're 70, you go the next 2 weeks you're at 78, you go before the end of your pregnancy you're already more than 100 kg. Trust me, apart from the fact that it has so many health disadvantages, you will not like it, because once you put to bed, it's going to be a struggle for you to shed those weight. So now when we talk about nutrition, make sure that you are eating appropriately, you are portioning your meals, and you are not overdoing it. Okay, so now let's talk about food that you should avoid when you're pregnant. Okay, some of the food that you should avoid is zobo. You know, when I was suffering from PCV, like I told you, many people advised my mom. I told my mom, so she was calling her friends and nurses and all of that, and they told her that I should take zobo, that if I take zobo, it's going to, you know, boost my blood. And my mom sent me 2 bags of zobo. They actually told her zobo and liver, so she bought me liver, she boiled it, and she weighed it all the way from Benin. Okay, so I've not made the zobo yet, but I started eating the liver because I like liver. But when I went for antenatal, during the time that the dietitian was talking to us, he said that as a pregnant woman, you should not drink zobo, you should not eat liver. And I'm like, I raised up my hand, and I'm like, the 2 things you said is what I just started. Like, I'm actually taking the liver, although I've not started the zobo. So she told me that it's very wrong, that for liver helps to, you know, increase your iron, but not for pregnant women. Okay, it helps to increase your iron for normal when you're not pregnant, because it has high concentration of vitamin A, so it's not good for when you're pregnant. Okay, so do not eat liver when you're pregnant. Do not eat liver. I know you might eat fried rice that has liver, fine, but eating large chunks of liver is a no. Drinking zobo can cause premature labor. I've read, check online, you see so many people complain that even in the hospital there, when they were telling us, a lady raised up her hand and said that she drank zobo when she was around 30 weeks and she delivered. She fell into preterm labor and she delivered her child at 30 weeks. That's a really premature baby. So do not drink zobo when you're pregnant. Sometimes you say you drink it. I drank it at the early stages, you know. I was drinking it at the early stages until I found out that it's not good. Because you drank it and nothing happened does not mean you should continue drinking it. Okay, a word is enough for the wise. So food that you should not take when you're pregnant: zobo. You should not take liver. You should not take herbs. I know so many people swear by herbs, you know, they'll tell you our grandparents took herbs and all of that, but the truth is that if it's not your grandparent that is making it for you, if you're not sure he's making it, those ones you buy in the market that you're not sure, do not take it, except maybe you are sure of the person making it for you, because I know that yes, some people swear by herbs, but talking about those herbs they sell in the market and all of that, it would be better to avoid it, because it's better safe than sorry. Okay, so avoid herbs, avoid raw meat and raw fish. Okay, avoid meat that is undercooked or fish that is undercooked, even eggs that is undercooked, that the yolk is not yet done. Avoid it, it's not good. Then reduce your caffeine, like caffeine in, you know, there's caffeine in Coke and those sodas and in teas and all of that. So reduce your caffeine. You can have a cup of coffee a day, not too much, but just reduce it. Not, you don't have to take it off completely. And you already know that you have to avoid alcohol. You have to avoid alcohol when you're pregnant, you know. Then fish containing mercury. I told you omega-3 is very high. Omega-3 fishes are very high in omega-3, but when you're pregnant you should avoid fishes that are high in mercury. Example of such fishes are shark. Okay, you can eat Titus and those other ones, you know, but you see those ones that are very high in mercury, you should avoid it. Okay, then what else again? Unpasteurized milk and concussions and all of those things, you should avoid it. Even in the hospital, I don't know how I will not say how true, but I'm just telling you what they said in the hospital, that all those like ugu leaf now that you wash, the dietitian said we should even avoid it. Bitter leaf that you wash, you know, when you wash leaf, they say we should avoid it. That it's better for you to eat food that are rich in iron, or you should supplement with pills. Okay, so that is what I know that you should avoid during pregnancy, and I hope you learned something from this video. Okay, like I said, I'm talking based on what the dietitian in my hospital always say, because I go for antenatal in every 2 weeks, and also I did some research before doing this video. So tell me what you think in the comment section. Do you have a newborn, or you have a child and you feel like, okay, this child is actually very smart and it's because of what I ate? You want to share, you would like to share in the comments so that other moms can learn, or you're currently pregnant and you want to try out some things. Okay, please feel free to comment. I would love to read from you and I would love to reply you. Thank you so much for watching this video. It means a lot. Do not forget to like, comment and subscribe. To my old subscribers, I really appreciate you. And if you're new here or first time out, please do not leave without subscribing. It means a lot. Okay, and I'm going to see you again in my next video.